What is going on, guys? Welcome to Happy Hour Live. Hopefully everybody's out there is doing well. I am Dave. Thank you for joining me. This is not Benham Falls. Had to do a real quick change. I checked Benham Falls earlier today and we had plenty of speed. We had plenty of bandwidth that we could pull off the live. I got down there tonight just about 20 minutes ago and it wasn't happening. I mean, internet dropped to darn near zero. This is Sun River, Oregon. This is the villages at Sun River. One of the places that's on my list to show you guys, hopefully in a video. If you're coming to Central Oregon, this is a place to come and see. Sorry about the sunlight in the back. I had to just pick a place where I could have not too many kids screaming around. This pavilion right here is actually where the skating rink is. During the winter, they're actually open, and it's an ice skating rink. During the summer, it doubles as a putt-putt golf or miniature golf course. So over on the other side, there was lots of people. There was a little better lighting, but yeah, it wasn't happening. There were too many screaming kids having fun, which is okay in my book. Just for the live, trying to pull it off. So yeah, I had to do Benham Falls is only about a 10-minute drive away. So I had to really quick make the decision to speed over here, get set up, and bring it to you. So Tom and Lori RV Life are in the house. WC RV Adventures. There's Wayne and Carrie. How you guys doing? Cowboy Biker Adventures. Dawn. Who got first in the house? Let's go back here and see. Tom and Lori RV Life, sporting that fancy wrench. Glad to have you guys along. Jim Bertrand and HC Carefree Highway picking up second and third place. So not bad, guys. Glad to have you guys there. There's xfiredup, RV Living Life. Gary and Carol, how you guys doing? Hopefully we're gonna have you guys on next week. If you don't know, the last Sunday live of every month is open mic night. I invite you to join us. Come on, talk about your channel if you have one. Maybe we'll ask you some goofy questions. Who knows? But it's been a lot of fun ever since we started doing it. That is next Sunday. Be sure to join us then. And hopefully we can get you, Gary and Carol, we get you out here and we'll see how you guys are doing. They are just going full time. And glad to have you guys along, see you in the house tonight. So Doug D is in the house. Doug, I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you here. Just scrolling down the list. I'm sorry, guys, I can't read the comments. I know that you have them there. Looks like Dawn is over in Colorado. I can't tell. Hopefully that's gorgeous over there. Maybe a little bit cold this time of year. Cosmic Mermaid and Starman, they are going to actually be here. Glad to have you in the house. I think you guys are coming into town here pretty soon. In another week or so. Look forward to seeing you guys when you get here. Oh my gosh, what a week. I just came down from the mountain tonight. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I do have the mic going tonight. It wasn't going last week. I apologize for the wind noise that we had, but you guys were troopers. Thank you so much. We got the new mic and thankfully it just automatically worked tonight. So hopefully it is you can hear me okay. So because I'm not sure what to do with it if you can't. So not on the fly, not in the middle of a live. I don't know what to do. So it takes a village. Yeah, Tom and Lori RV Life. This is the village at Sun River, and if you're coming to Central Oregon, this is one of your must-to stops. Need to stop by here. It's really has kind of turned into a tourist destination, golf resort. They have two fabulous golf courses here. If you're not into golf, maybe you're into mountain biking or hiking, any number of the trails. That's something, I'm discovering a lot of this after 4 years basically of being gone. You come back for a summer, but you don't get to see it all. And seeing lots and lots of paved biking trails all around from Bend, Sun River. Pretty amazing, all the way up to Mount Bachelor, where I was at spending the week with my brother up there, and had a fantastic time up there. But bro, why do you have to pick the places without any internet? At least for me. I have AT&T and T-Mobile. He had Verizon. He was talking on his phone just about the entire week. I could barely get a text message in or out. Sometimes I would send them, they wouldn't send. I'd have to wait, and maybe 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes later, they'd send. That's how weak, and that's with a booster, guys. So it was good seeing them, but yeah, darn it. They were supposed to be out at the ranch, and we weren't able to pull it off out there at the ranch. Sorry about the sunlight, guys. Gosh, if I could turn it just a little bit, maybe. How about right there? Yeah, we'll get. Oh, that's even. I don't know if that's worse or not. Gosh. Oh my gosh. There we go. I think that's better. How are you guys doing out there? Yeah. Cosmic Mermaid and Starman, you guys will be out at the end of July. Okay, I thought that was the end of or the beginning of July. So good to know that. Good, and we will be seeing you because we will be here. xfiredup, Dave is radiating the pure white light. Absolutely. Oh, Tom and Lori says it's just my halo. And another good reason for a Frisbee, as I always say. So I keep my Frisbee with me. Yeah, how is it looking out there? Finally got enough signal to get the show. The cell signal there, RV Living Life, the cell signal there sucks. So thank you, Jim Bertrand. Happy Father's Day. He is reminding me, and thanks to all the happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Thank you. I got to see my newest grandbaby this week, guys. First time I've got to see my newest granddaughter, Kaya Anderson, and that is my daughter Bailey's new baby, and got to see her this week, and that was fantastic. You may know Bailey was on one live with me. She came out and visited me in Phoenix, and she wasn't sure whether she wanted to do it or not. You guys made her more than welcome. She had an absolute blast. So maybe we can get her on. I don't know. I'll have to talk to her and see if she wants to do that again. She did. She had a lot of fun doing the live with me there in Phoenix. So makes me look like an angel, Dave. Yeah, that's about the only time I will ever look like an angel. But thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, what did we do this week? After I saw you guys last week, moved on over to Mount Bachelor. I moved up from the ranch. I only had a handful of days, about a week there at the ranch. They are undergoing some serious renovations on about 60 sites, and there's only about 100 sites total. And that's the reason why I couldn't get my brother in there. Lots of changes happening at the ranch, so we'll be talking more about those. I will be there from July 7th through August 7th, so I get a month there, and hopefully the month after I will be there as well. But we'll be showing you around the ranch. I do have a correction. Thank you, WCRV Adventures. Grandbabies are best. Yes, they are the best. And she is a little Michelin Man. I mean, she's got rolls and she's got chubby cheeks. She's got the whole cute thing going on. So, yeah, I finally got to see her. She was born in December 10th. And I finally got to see her here just last week after getting up here and trying to get my daughter's schedule and my schedule where they come out and see them. And they came up and visited my brother and his wife up there near Mount Bachelor, and it was great seeing them. I also had my other grandchildren, not to take any limelight away from them. Oakley and Carson were up with my son Chris. You've seen him in the chat and on the channel. He's actually been helped me install my refrigerator and things like that, and they were up as well. But yeah, I think the new grandbaby stole the Kaya stole the limelight for the day that they were up. So that's okay. Everybody still had a lot of fun. Karen visiting family. Karen, I don't think Karen is in the house. She is, speaking of no signal, we got her 400 watts of solar put up on her roof this week. She came up for a couple days, and I went after it, guys. We got her set up, 400 watts of solar, a new 40 amp charge controller onto her batteries. We fixed some electrical problems that were going on with her rig, and we not only did that, but we got a inverter in there for her. So the last day that she was there, she actually ran her toaster and had solar toast. I know it doesn't sound like a big thing, but it actually was. So she is up with family right now, and I believe having a family camping trip. And I don't believe we'll see her tonight because last I checked, she is totally out of signal. So, we got you. Yeah, there you go. Xfiredup's got the right idea. Grandbabies are the best revenge. Spoil them rotten, feed them candy, soda, and then send them home. Yeah, absolutely. I prefer chocolate ice cream, but all right. You can get them candy and soda, I guess. But for some reason, chocolate ice cream works best. So, yeah, you guys are talking about that. Yep. I love the grandbabies. I don't have to keep them. I can send them home with mom and dad. And that's not true, though. I actually, I love kids. I miss them. It's funny. You get to this time in your life when you're all done with that, you don't want to do anymore. But I do. When I'm away and traveling, I want to get back and see them. So. Matthew Renaud is in the house. Glad to have you here. Sorry I'm late. Just got home from the fifth wheel. Glad to have you here. You're not too late. We just got started. If you're joining us a little bit late, we were supposed to have Benham Falls in the background tonight. I went down to check that. I got down off the mountain, and I'm boondocking on forest land right outside of Benham Falls, and I thought for sure. I went on down there. I checked the signal. We had plenty of signal. I get down there tonight about 30 minutes ago, I guess now, and the signal had dropped to practically zero. I mean, I would have probably had trouble checking my email. So I apologize for that. If I can get down there and do a mobile live, Benham Falls is absolutely beautiful. If you're into hiking, if you're into going and seeing the falls, Benham Falls is one of those easy ones that's in Central Oregon. That is a great place to go and visit in the beginning of summer. Note when I say that, in the beginning of summer, which I believe we're right at the beginning of summer. At the end of summer, you will be eaten alive by man-eating mosquitoes, and not just a few, many man-eating mosquitoes. So if you come up here to Central Oregon and you come up here in, I would say July, make it something to go and do and see on your list. You go right by Lava Lands Visitor Center, which is gorgeous. You have to go right by the High Desert Museum. We're going to try to get over there because I haven't been into the High Desert Museum in probably 5 or 6 years. So it's always interesting. That is another one. What I want to do while I'm in Central Oregon is I want to go around and kind of showcase some of these places. If you're coming in Central Oregon, there is no shortage of things to do and see and places to eat and places to play golf. Used to be. We had more golf courses in Bend than just about any place else in the state. I think you'd have to go down to Palm Springs to get more golf courses. That has changed and has been taken over by the microbreweries. And indeed, we're going to try to get a video done on going over to Bend Brewery, one of the bigger ones, maybe 10 Barrel. I'm not sure. We'll pick one. If you guys have a preference, put it in the comments below. Let me know which one. Oh, look at the train going by. Okay, there you go. There's something for the kids. You can't make it up. This is live, guys. But yeah, I want to go around and kind of show off Bend, Oregon. It's funny, when I lived here, I really didn't think that there was, you take it for granted living here. And then you come back after being gone for a long time and you start remembering, wow, there's all this and this and this and this. And so we're going to try to make sure that we showcase those things in Central Oregon, because as far as I'm concerned, there's 2 places to see in Oregon. There is the coast. If you're coming to Oregon, you must see the coast. But if you're coming to Oregon and maybe for the second time, or you want to see something else in Oregon, Central Oregon is hard to beat. Where we were at, I can't pull a live off there, obviously, because I don't have the internet signal, but Mount Bachelor, Cascade Lakes Highway is stunning. And the lakes that are along that, that is a good day trip to go and see the lakes on Cascade Lakes Highway. You can take all day basically doing that. So if you want to see a little bit of Central Oregon, we're going to be getting to Sisters, Oregon, which is not too far away from Bend. There's falls around here. We tried to get Benham Falls, Sahaley Falls. There's just so many things to see and do around Central Oregon that say, if you're coming to Oregon, I may be biased because I've been here, I've lived here 35 years. I still love it, guys. I still find it absolutely amazing. I still love coming back here. So I'm going to try to tell you the things that'll help you decide where you want to go and see if you are in Central Oregon. So yeah, Jim says might have to sit on the roof there to get signal from Benham Falls. I don't think it would have helped, Jim. Yeah, it dropped. I did a speed test and just double checked it because I thought I was seeing things when I got down there tonight to set up, and I was less than half a megabit down and half up. And I have learned I kind of need at least 1.5 up to pull off a live. Otherwise it gets really, it just doesn't come out well. So you guys have probably known when we've got into those areas where the video's cutting out and it's just not doing well. But I did have another idea, maybe for a live here. I made Miss Karen buy tools. It seems like an odd statement, but there are tools that you need for full-time RV living, and they just should be in your toolbox. I started thinking about it, and I've been doing this ever since I've been helping her kind of set up her tool bag, set up the things that she needs, including going after the solar, going after setting up. And I'm thinking we may go through my toolbox for and those things that are most needed. So be looking for that live. It should be entertaining. We'll see if we can't go over some of the things that I recommend. If you're going to go full time and you're looking at that shop full of tools, what do you bring with you? Yeah, I actually had Miss Karen buy several things at Harbor Freight this week just so that she had them. One of them is a multi-tester. If you don't have that and you don't know how to run it, I still recommend getting it because you will learn having it how to run that thing. So that will be on the quiz, folks. So yeah, when we get to when we get to that time. So we don't have Nomad news tonight. I think somebody mentioned it. I'm not sure. I don't know what is happening out there. I have been totally disconnected for the week. So by the time that I got back down here, got set up, I wasn't but maybe an hour or so away from the live. And I just thought there's no way to see if I can figure out what all is going on out there. So feel free to shoot it out there. And by all means, we'll add it on next week. So, I see the lithiums out there. Yeah, so people bought 3 Dakota lithium, 240 amp hour batteries. Miss Karen got 2 6-volt to replace the 2 12-volt deep cycles that she had. They're flooded cell batteries, and it was just my recommendation. Keep it simple, and she is basically just getting it all set up. So I'm still on the fence about the lithiums, guys. If you've watched the show long enough, you know that it works for your newer rigs. My brother's having great luck with him and with his. And by the way, just added a residential fridge here about 2 weeks ago, and he heard me talking about it over the months since I put the residential fridge in. He is loving it. He is loving it. So, yeah. So yeah, the lithiums. Gosh, the thing with the lithiums, if I added them onto my coach is older. It's a 2004 Holiday Rambler Endeavor. Right now I'm running 4 6-volt flooded cell batteries. And if I added on lithiums to that, let's set aside the expense, because depending on where you get them, the cost of these things can go in any direction, but generally they're much higher cost. But let's set that aside for the moment. I have an automatic generator start. Wouldn't know when to start up to run those, because it runs off of it senses the low voltage, and that's when it senses to turn on. I have a solar setup that is older and doesn't know how to recognize lithium. So there's 2 electronic components that I'd have to replace on top of my batteries. The other one is the charge controller off of the charger built into the coach. It would need something else to tell it to charge the batteries, because basically lithiums say they're full if you just looked at the voltage all the time. So I couple that with the expense of the batteries themselves, and I just go, I can do 6-volt batteries. I think I did those for about $600 over a year and a half ago now, and have not regretted it. The batteries are doing great. I've been keeping up on the water levels. If you're not into maintaining your water levels on your batteries, switch over to gel cell batteries. They'll cost you a little bit more, but you won't have to check them for water level. And I do that just about every 2 months. In fact, I think I'm due. I have a little app on my phone that reminds me when to check the water levels on my batteries. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the lithiums. I know that they're going to switch those over, and lithiums will become kind of the standard. I probably in less than 10 years, you're going to be hard pressed. There goes the train again behind us. But less than 10 years, you're probably going to be hard pressed to find something that doesn't have the lithium batteries in it. So, yeah. Oh, Jim says he got a good price on them. Even I would have bought these. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. But again, faced with the electronic components that I'd need to replace, boy, if there's an easy way to do that, it might be tempting. Might be tempting. Would love to know, Jim. Send me an email. Let me know what you found, where you found them. That'd be interesting to hear the story on that. So, you know me, guys. I'm always up for a good deal. Let's see what we had there. Oh yeah, there you go. Would love to see the famous Dave toolbox. Yeah. You will get to see it. I say we do that for a live, guys, because I know a lot of people are like, what tools do I bring? And my own brother did it. What tools do we bring with us? What tools, do we say, no, we don't really need those? And I was a contractor for 30 plus years. I know woodwork and building, mechanicking and wrenching, kind of a sideline, kind of a, let's see. Wow. Yeah. Jim's working on a 60 amp system. Nice job. I like that. Boy, I'm getting very close to thinking maybe I need to add a couple hundred more watts on, and I will be right up there with it, Jim. So right now I'm at 580 watts, and I'm thinking that 880 would be nicer than 580, or is that 780? I guess that 200 more, two more panels bring us up to 780 watts, and I'd almost not need to start my generator if I had that. So I've been adding on panels. I built my system originally to handle 30 amps. I am technically past the capacity for my solar setup on my coach, and I get very close to my 30 amps on a regular basis. So if I do that, I think I'm going to have to upgrade, and may need to redo my wiring setup and get that all done. So, but we'll see. That's part about adding on panels later on, and you start getting larger and larger, and what you thought was going to work for you, maybe that's a little bit much. Yeah, or now you get later on down the road and think, okay, it's not enough. We need some more. So, well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, RV Living Life. They now that was a newer rig that you just upgraded from 4 6-volt batteries to 8. Wow, nice, to 8. 12-volt 100 amp LifePod, 800 amps. Wow, that is probably going to take care of you completely. Gary, what do you have for solar? Just out of curiosity, I don't know what you got coming from the factory or what you've added on, but I'd be curious on that. Just need to upgrade your charge controller, Dave. Manually start your generator when and if you need. If I had enough solar that I didn't have to worry about it, I would. Right now, I'm at that point where if I get a little bit of shade, it typically kicks off my generator and fires it up. I like that I don't have to think about it, but it would be nice to have plenty of power to where I really don't need to think about it, whether it's generator start or not. So, oh, I like it. Yeah, absolutely. Thousands of LifePod batteries. Yeah, I'd be curious. I'm always into learning what the latest greatest is, and I'm telling you, we are fast approaching where lithiums are going to be in cars, and they're going to be standard just about everywhere that you go. So yeah, yeah, xfiredup's got the same thing. I've been told I would have to change my converter charger to use anything but flooded to charge correctly. And I don't know. I've heard that as well, and I don't know if that's correct or not. I have the Magnum set up, and they say that mine would need the user setting. I don't know how well that would do or not. So again, though, it's another thing to consider if I want to switch from regular flooded cell batteries over. So, oh yeah. So we just ran into this. So the reason I got 60 amp mppt was because I can run panels in series to keep wire size to 10 gauge. And that's exactly what I'm coming up on. I ran all of my panels parallel, and when we were setting up Miss Karen's solar, surprisingly enough, the recommendation was to do kind of like Bob and Pearl did with their rig. They did parallel series, so parallel, two panels series parallel to the other panels. And that's what we did with Miss Karen. So she's got 4 panels up top. We ran 2 of them parallel, and then those 2 series into her charge controller. And that was by recommendation. And the recommendation came because the panels would be more sensitive to early morning and late night power, creating power, dawn to dusk, getting more power out of the panels. So we went with that. I expressed my concern. I said, if she gets a shadow on one of the panels, in parallel, you're only going to take out one of the panels. In series, you're going to take out all of those panels that are in series. And they said that used to be, but not so much anymore. Now, the panels have a bypass to allow that panel to flow through to the other panels, and it doesn't do that anymore. So that was interesting news. I don't know how accurate that is, but we did decide to do that. And I have to tell you, Miss Karen's setup, by the time we got said and done, was just rocking those batteries. So absolutely no problem at all. No problem at all. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I will check into that. I do have the ARC 50, I believe it is. I don't have that one, though, and I wondered about that. So, it may become a thing later on. Yeah. I was thinking of keeping the flooded 12 volts and running the solar to a 24-volt system, run a large inverter, but that's down the road anyways. I don't know the benefit of that. I've seen a number of RVers do that, 24-volt systems, and in all of the solar systems and charge controllers have no problem running 24-volt systems. I would love to hear some of that. I think it's because you can lower the amperage. It brings a higher voltage, but a lower amperage. So you can use a smaller wire to bring that to your controller. And I think that's the benefit of that. So, but I don't know all the ins and outs of that. So, uh, Let's see here. MPPT controller, they can handle higher voltage with less amps, which accounts for shading. Yeah, and it's similar to what we were hearing. And it also, the benefit that they explained is this translates in the early morning hours when you normally wouldn't be getting power off those solar panels. Now you can. And same with dusk, where the sun starts going down. There's still light out, but not direct sunlight. Normally, you wouldn't be getting power out of the solar a regular parallel setup, and now it allows more power coming down for a longer period of time. So that was one of the reasons why. Yeah, and that's what I noticed right there. I noticed that. I didn't know we were going to go on solar, but you never know on Happy Hour Live. We can go in any direction, and I love it. So hopefully, yeah. So that was the reason originally that I started setting up my panels in parallel up on my roof. The saying was that if shade from a tree hits one panel, it doesn't take out the rest. The others are still able to put out power. But in doing that, you have higher amperage coming down to your controller, which takes heavier gauge wire. I'm now faced with, basically, I originally set up the coach for 30 amps. And if I want to add a couple more panels onto it, I'm going to need to change up what I've got, or I'm going to need to put in heavier wire. I'm starting to look at possibly doing those in series and maybe pairing those up, similar to what we did on Miss Karen's coach. And because I did see a definite advantage to doing that. So we'll see. But yeah, I heard the same thing. Some shade drops the current significantly. Absolutely. Doug D is getting ready to get 200. Not bad. That's 840 amps, watts. Not bad. Can you run a 6,000 watt inverter with 24 volts? You can. I don't know. I will take your word on it. Maybe that's another benefit. Yeah, because I know when I have burned up 2 of my switches, guys, for my main battery switches, and that's from running microwaves and basically running 2,000 watts through my battery cables, and my switches didn't like it. It actually burned up 2 of them now in the last 4 years. So there may be something to be said for that right there. Oh, would you keep me in mind for that? I'll be selling my MRC 50 when I get our Victron inverters set up. Keep me in mind for that. I may be interested in buying that from you, Gary. I thought it was the ARC 50, but maybe it's the MRC 50. That is the Magnum control panel. And I'm having a little bit of trouble with mine. I wouldn't mind having a new one just to replace that. Yeah. See, you guys are on it. I'm reading question. Let's throw that up there. Better to have fewer high wattage panels or more lower wattage panels due to shade, etc. Good question. You only have so much real estate up on a roof in an RV, first of all. You can, if you can fit 210 watts, I think somebody was saying they had 210 watt panels up there. Definitely go with that. I think that's going to be better. I have 100 watt panels, and I've been trying to stay within the voltage range for 100 watt panels, just so that it's all works with my system. But I'm starting to find a limitation now. I've basically added on 600 watt panels, and I'm running out of real estate up there. I still have a little bit more, but it's a 40-foot coach. And now they're making the panels smaller. They are more wattage. So yeah, if you can fit 200 watt panels rather than 100-watt panels, you're going to be better off in the long run. So as far as shade, etc., good question. I think they're all going to be affected very similarly. Depending on the amount of shade, trees and so forth can cast a little bit of shade and make a huge difference on a panel. But now it sounds like the newer panels have a pass-through on them that is allowing the other panels not to be taken out and still be able to produce panels. So I think you're good in either direction, just as long as you take advantage of what real estate you've got up on your roof. So, yeah, Richard M says depends on how they're wired up. Yeah, definitely something to look at. I'm changing my tune. I used to be all parallel. Now I'm looking at the series parallel. Seems to be a better option. I don't know if that's the right term, guys. I know, like Miss Karen's, 2 panels up front were connected together in series. 2 panels in back were connected together in series, and then they were both added parallel to the controller. So however you want to call that. So basically, the 2 sets of panels operate independently of each other. Yeah, center shade doesn't bother the generator. You know, he's joking, but there's actually some truth to that. My son came to me and he said, I have a travel trailer. I'm debating on whether to get solar or whether to get a generator. And before he could say another word, I said, get a generator. Get a backup, have a backup source of power, get a generator. You can add solar later on, and solar is great, but having that generator to cover you later on down the road when you've got cloudy days, you got days when you're just not generating any power, and when the people that don't have a generator typically end up trying to run their vehicle to charge their batteries. And most of the the alternators in vehicles are less than 100 amps. And the most you're probably going to throw at those batteries is about 10 amps. It would literally, you'd have to idle your car for 10 hours to charge up your batteries, even to a small amount. Get a generator, have it for backup, and then, so if you put the priority, the generator first, in my opinion, guys, generator first, then start working on your solar. So, yeah, 2,400 watts, you will be good. At 2,400 watts, I'm going to be plugging into you. We're going to be doing some share docking there. So, yeah, 2,400 watts. I can't even imagine. Yeah, you won't. I think you're going to be good all the way around. You're going to have 800 amps on your batteries. You're going to have 2,400 watts on the solar. Yeah, something tells me you're going to be starting your generator just to exercise it once a month. Oh. Let's throw that one up there. 6 watt or 250 amps. Better to have good cables from the battery to inverter and batteries that can discharge at that rate. Yeah. And it's funny, at 12 volt system, I'm pushing about 200 amps through, and it's not my cables that I'm having problems with. It's my disconnect switches. I have 2 very heavy duty disconnect switches from my battery to my converter. There's actually one to the inverter, and there's one to the chassis battery. The one to the chassis battery has been fine. The one to going to the inverter, when I'm pushing microwaves and I'm pushing all 2,000 watts of that inverter, I start getting up very close to that 200 amps on that switch, and it's burning the switch up. So I burnt 2 of them up. So that's 6,000 watt inverter. Yeah, wouldn't that'd be a fraction. That would be even 3,000 watts would only be 125 amps if we went by your math up there. I'm not sure that would solve the problem altogether. So there's something to think about for possibly in the future. So thanks for putting that up, Jim. I like that. Yes. Yeah, that, you can charge the batteries faster. Batteries, flooded cell and AGM batteries, your gel cell batteries, will take a regulated charge as to a certain extent. Your lithium batteries, you can throw charge at them very quickly, much quicker than you can your flooded or your gel cell batteries. So that's another positive for the lithiums. And if you had a charge controller that can throw out 200 amps to your batteries, your lithiums could probably take that just fine. You would fry my bat. You'd probably light my batteries up like a light bulb if you tried doing that with mine. But so yeah, we got up to Mount Bachelor up there. I got a couple of rides. So where we stayed at was a snow park, and it doesn't show up on Campendium. At least I don't believe it does. And the snow park is listed as a 24-hour overnight parking only. I can tell you we've stayed up there 3 or 4 times, and we've stayed up there for multiple days. During the summer, they don't seem to care. So that's been kind of nice. We've even had the Forest Service come through. There's a couple of cabins up there for the snowmobilers up there, and also restrooms, just vaulted pit toilets. But they come through and clean those up. They dump the trash, and they've never said a word to us, and we've never had a problem staying up there multiple days. So beautiful area, and all of those snowmobile trails during the summer kind of double as motorcycle trails. I did get a couple rides in, and I actually did film a motovlog today, and just headed up towards Mount Bachelor. I thought, let's take a ride. Let's go for a ride, and so I did film that, and it was good. Had a good time. I learned so very quickly, though. I don't have a trail map for the area, and going up there, your phone doesn't work. At least my phone doesn't work. There's a little nervousness about veering off in any one direction and being able to get home. So I'm not sure how I'm going to solve that one if I go up there riding again. And I believe my brother is coming back up to Central Oregon. He'll probably end up, and I'll end up back up there with him. And yeah, little nervous making that ride for the couple times that I did. Thankfully, you have Mount Bachelor that kind of sticks out and kind of lets you know where you're at. But gosh, what gorgeous area. And I don't know about you guys. I start getting up into areas like that, and I'm just riding, enjoying the view, not really thinking about where exactly I'm at. But it comes into your mind very quickly. So, and it did today. It did today. Matthew says he's planning on going. There you go. Right there. Plan on snowbirding in Arizona. Going to buy 3 lithium batteries and a 3,500 watt generator. I don't see how you could go wrong. And later on down the road, if you decide to add on some solar, you've got it there. I always say the solar is not for everybody. That's something nobody's brought up. Solar is not for everybody. If you're not a boondocker, don't make the investment in solar. If you're trying to decide whether you like boondocking or not, don't make the investment in solar only to find out you don't really care for boondocking. I love being disconnected. I love not going to parks. I love going out into the desert and having, an entire desert to myself, or in this case, I had an entire mountain to myself. I don't like to be dependent on RV parks, but if you are, there's nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't make sense to spend the money on solar if you're just going to go park to park, because you really don't need it. Making those drives going to the next park, you won't really need that. So you've got a great start right there. 3 lithiums and a 3,500 watt generator. You could easily go out and boondock on that and just run your generator as needed, and recognize how much power you're using and whether you like boondocking, and then maybe solar will be something that you want to add on and make that happen. So everybody is different. Everybody, and people change too. People start off going park to park and they really enjoy the parks, and then they discover boondocking, and now they kind of discover that freedom. There's nothing says that you can't change and go, you know what, we really prefer boondocking over the park. So yeah. So we were right there riding around it. I didn't actually get on the mountain. You can ride on the mountain during the summer. You can ride the lifts up to the top, and they have hooks for the back of your mountain bikes, and you can ride the trails coming down, and it is something to do up there. So I did not, though, where we were at. We were around the outside of Mount Bachelor. Just there's hundreds and hundreds of miles of snowmobile trails that go all through there. And if you're a big snowmobiler, yeah, it's definitely a place to go. It's definitely a place to ride. And so if you're looking for some place to bring your snowmobiles, yeah, during the winter, you can't really beat it. It is just amazing. Somewhere, though, I know there must be trail maps to get around. But yeah, no, the ski trail map wouldn't do me any good. I was much farther out away from it than that. Oh, thanks for that. It's been years since I've skied that mountain. It's a gorgeous mountain to ski. I skied it for 30 years. And but I haven't done any skiing since developing my no snowflake policy. So I have not been up there in years now. Okay. HC Carefree Highway's got an idea. Large washers with colored flagging attached, 2 colors, one for left, one for right. Drop at intersections when turning. Can always find your way back out. There's something to be said for that. I've never heard of that, but it's kind of leaving a trail of breadcrumbs to get you out. I like that. I've always relied on GPS. It's never let me down. Both times, though, that I went out and rode this time, I did not. I do have that function on my phone, and even though it won't give me the individual roads, it will give me general direction. Funny thing is, I didn't think about it either time when I rode out, and so I never set up where my base was. So I kind of relied on the mountain to tell me where I was at, and it didn't let me down, but it could have. And so I like that idea. Solar is great for snowbirds. Are you kidding? I don't think solar would be good for snowbirds. No, solar is great for snowbird. This snowbird loves it. Absolutely. Yeah, there you go. Fairly minimal solar install at 630 watts. Find it handy for those overnight dry camping stops. Right now, the motorhome is being stored, and we can run the fans when it gets hot. 630 watts has been doing me fine. I still am running my generator about 2 hours a day, though, and I'd like to see that come down. But that's with a residential fridge. That's with a Keurig coffee maker that is actually running right now as we speak. That's where I got my Canadian coffee tonight, guys. I don't know what everybody's got out there, but I got Canadian coffee tonight. But 580 watts. I've been doing pretty darn good, and I think if I shut off the Keurig, I'd probably lower my generator usage by half. Oh, wow, that's not bad. When has there been 4 consecutive days of overcast batteries get down to 70%? Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. It all depends on how much power you're using, guys. I am a power hog. I love it. I live life normally. I don't turn off my lights. All of my lights are LED, so I try to make my life easier that way. But I typically I just live life, and so if it needs it, it needs it, and that's it hasn't. It's probably cost me a few gallons of diesel for the generator, but so now, like Miss Karen's rig, we just put 400 watts on top of her rig. She doesn't have anything that uses power, so now she's going to be. Her batteries were basically charged by 10 o'clock every in the morning, and she didn't have now. So what did we hook up? We hooked up an inverter, and she had to make toast. And now she's probably thinking about getting one of those, small coffee pots or something like that. So solar is one of those things. If you have it, you'll probably use it. So, but if like with Karen, if she didn't use it, her batteries would be full every day and not have any problem. All she's got is some LED lights essentially running off the thing. Yeah, no, Tom and Lori got it right there. They hardly run their generator at all. You really don't, guys. I have hung out with these guys and love you guys. I have boondocked with it, and I have felt bad about running my generator because they never run their generator, and they've got it down. I don't know how you guys do it, but no, they've got it down. So oh yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, I had to buy a new ARC 50. It is ME ARC 50 for $150. That's the controller for the Magnum system, and that's probably what I'm looking at. So, and it works great. It works great for the lithium. All right. Yeah, and I have the modified sign 2012. That's the exact one that I've got. Okay. Thank you for that. Thanks, Doug. I appreciate it. Wow, we are coming up, man. We've got 30 seconds left in the hour. It went fast. Matthew's going to bring me some Timmy's. What is Timmy's? You're going to have to tell you. I'll absolutely. If you can drink it or eat it, I'll take it. So bring it on. Bring it on. Gosh, I hope all of you guys up there from the north get down here soon. I know RV Living Life, Gary Carroll, you guys are ready to go. And we're just, I guess we'll wait and see. I've got my fingers crossed for you that it opens sooner rather than later. So, but I think that's going to wrap this one up for us, guys. It goes so fast, and yet, don't tell Dave not to use the Keurig, right? I think it's up to 4,000 cups already, and we just got that. I think it was last summer, right? Didn't we just replace that? Yeah, it's already up to 4,000 cups. May have to do an update, cup update on the coffee makers. I don't know. We haven't done that in a while. I think that's going to wrap this up, though, guys. You guys, I always enjoy hanging out with you guys. Sorry we couldn't bring you Benham Falls. Gosh, now, there we go. I'll block the sun with my head. There. That works. It works. And there goes the train. All right, guys, it's going to wrap this one up. So glad to have you guys here. Oh, Tim Hortons coffee. Yes, please. Right there. Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I do have a French press. Yeah, but it's not as I'm impatient when it comes to my coffee. I just want it now. That's my problem. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Remember, open mic night next week, last Sunday of every month. Look forward to having you guys on. Anybody that wants to come on, if you have a channel or if you don't have a channel, you just want to come on and say hi to everybody, we'll be putting the link out so that you can join us. We will see you guys next week. Live life full time. Take care, everybody. Thanks for coming tonight. I've got 10, 15 minutes drive to get home now. I got to get back over there by Benham Falls. We'll try to cover that soon. Tom and Lori, see ya. We'll see you guys later. Have a great week. Take care, all. Bye-bye.